Alright, let's get to it, folks. Alright. A very small video, should not take too long. Alright. Jump into the desktop here. We are part 4, Nobara. Alright, let's pull up a terminal over here. My screen here. Control-Alt-T should do that for you on pretty much any distribution's about the same on that. Bring that terminal over here. Control, and we're going to maximize our zoom in on that so you can see everything I'm typing in. And I do everything, I save everything I do to a worksheet or a Word document, so I could do it again if something happens and I ever come back to that operating system or something close to it where the same backing, I could use this on something else. So what I did, the first thing I did not update it yet. I did install OBS. Actually, Nobara comes injected with OBS, but I don't know what they do, what version that they inject. But it does not give you. It did not give me any options to manage my broadcast. I had to go to YouTube and use the stream key and stuff, and it just the OBS just wouldn't interact with OBS, or YouTube and OBS wasn't interacting together, so I wasn't able to do anything. So that's why I had to go ahead and install that before this video, because I can't record without anything to record with. So you missed that part, but this is what I typed in here. Well, you can't see this part, but let me copy this, and I'll put it right here so you can see. This is what you would do. They recommend the flathub. Nobara actually has FLATPAKS enabled by default. And I watched a fellow YouTuber talk about the differences between snaps and FLATPAKS. And snaps, I guess, are just a little slower. You know, there's a couple of seconds that you have, there's just a gap in time, okay? So our time is very valuable to us, you know, so we want to save time. So I'm doing it the FLATPAK way. I already installed it, so I'm not going to hit enter on this. Alright, so we're going to go to the next thing that I would do. Let's go ahead and update the machine. Before I install anything, I want to update. Alright, we're going to hit sudo. It's not caps. After you've used caps, you know, it just won't let you do it anyway. So I mean, you can type caps all day long, and it's just not going to do. It's not going to work. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Sudo. Oh, well, let's do the caps. Sudo DNF, because it's DNF package manager, and we're going to go update. And it's not going to do. This is not going to work. See, it's not going to. It doesn't recognize it. So we're going to go sudo DNF update. Put in my super complicated password. And one thing I like about Nobara, as you can see there, it's determining the fastest mirror. Okay, out of 125 hosts, it's going to figure out what the fastest one is, and that's what it should use. So that's pretty awesome. It's sort of like if you use a Debian or an Ubuntu-based distribution, they actually have a different front end for APT, which is called Nala, way better than APT. And it actually one of the good functions, nice functions about Nala is the history and the fetching. There's you can fetch. The fetch feature does this. I mean, it's pretty much equal to this you know, you get to choose. You do get to choose that. You choose you know, a series of mirrors to use to, you know, do all your programming and stuff. So. All right. I'm curious, since this is a new ISO that I downloaded just yesterday. I don't know when the update actually came. Well, sometime this month, earlier on, maybe mid month, is when this came out. Oh, it found 2 hosts that are the fastest. That's what it's going to use. I see it's downloading or updating OnlyOffice. I would not keep OnlyOffice on here. I stood by OnlyOffice for quite some time, and there was actually a I can just hit enter. I'm going to hit yes. It eliminates the doubt. So anyway, I used OnlyOffice for you know, since I began, you know, got into Linux pretty heavy, and actually before I switched to something else, I'd already been using Linux solo, no Windows or anything, for a while, and I was having issues with the printer not like, you go to a document created in like Microsoft Excel. It's all the work I've done, you know, with the school, you know, everything. It was all done in Excel or Word and stuff like that, and so instead of having to redo all that stuff, you know, I wanted to convert it to the Linux Office. I mean, it's you could view like the sheets and stuff like that, you know, Excel sheets and whatnot, but it would, like, the any weird macros you would create. And I'm still working on Linux being that nice. I mean, Microsoft Office is a nice package. I cannot lie. But I'm trying to when you transition to Linux, and I'm not trying to distract you from doing that, because you really should. It's learning the other Office programs is way worth switching to Linux. I can tell you that 100%. But the problem was, the package would come up nice, you know, and you know, and everything, but the printing feature, I mean, it has to be OnlyOffice, because when I switched to LibreOffice, it worked 100%. I mean, when you go to the print preview, it would find the correct printers that you wanted to use to print. The OnlyOffice would want to print the file and stuff like that, and it wouldn't, you know, how when you go to search for the printer, there wouldn't be any printers there, although you could look on your system and see that they're absolutely installed. So, and then for me, it was just easier to once again learn something that there's not really a transition between OnlyOffice and Libra, really. It just, you know, as far as functionality and everything, so it's an easier transition, so it works. But I just noticed that I just went on that rabbit trail because I noticed it was updating that, and we will absolutely be removing that. But I mean, I got to tell you, not everybody may have that issue with their printer or their hardware, but I sure did. I mean, you know, the printer is a couple years old, but I mean, it shouldn't, you know, the functionality shouldn't have gone bye-bye, but anyway. But, you know, all the stuff that you got, and it's not a massive amount of stuff, you know, but the things you do in Linux versus Windows, it's, to me, I mean, it's like a learning experience too, and it's just the, you know, the freedom. I mean, some people don't give a crap about their freedom, you know. They don't care that you know, you pay for a computer, it's yours, it's in your house, you're not renting it, you're not leasing it, you're not you know, when you have a machine, when you buy something, it should be yours to use any way you want it. Okay, I mean, when you buy a house from someone, they don't come and say, "Well, you can't paint your walls black. You know, you can't paint your walls pink polka dots." You know, I mean, so to me, Linux is just the right way to go for anyone, for any purpose you use a computer for. I think Linux is the best way to go because you got your freedom. Like when I get when I get these printers installed and everything, if I choose between now and 3 days from now, if I try 5 or 6 different Linux operating systems, all my applications, everything I run, go with me. Okay, they're not going to say, like, if I switch from Nobara to Fedora, they're not going to say, "Hey, you can't. I don't want that application on my operating system, although it's yours. I don't want that application on my operating system. You cannot do that. That software program you bought or that you have from us, we're going to make sure that does not work in an update. You're going to have to find something else. We don't want that on our machine." That doesn't happen in Linux, but it happens all the time in Windows. You know, it's gradually gotten worse and worse over the years. You know, Gates and his cronies or whoever, you know, they just got to have that control, and I don't understand the reasoning or purpose for it, because, you know, by letting out to me, it just ups the value of your operating system if your consumers have more freedom on what they can put on that. It would make them want to buy it more. Instead, they resorted, I'm pretty sure that's why Linux came to be, was because they got tired of losing their freedoms. And America, it's worldwide, though, not just in America. In America, we're losing so many freedoms now, it's not funny. So at least take charge of your computer and get your freedom with this, okay? Like a dot matrix printer. How many people are able to run a dot matrix printer? I don't know. How many people are able to do that in Windows? Actually, I wonder how many people are able to do that with Linux, because A, we don't have the big com ports that you would plug into the back of a computer anymore. They don't even it would probably be hard to find a new motherboard with a com data. You would probably have to buy a card or something, even to run a dot matrix. But certainly, if there is a card and it's installable on your motherboard, it would work in Linux 100%. And guess what? If you installed it 5 years from now, if you got that same computer, you switch operating systems to another Linux distribution, it would still work. Okay, it's not going to magically poof your. I still can't think of the mail program that Windows had for. Is it what was the name of that? Oh, Outlook Express, all that stuff. Like from Windows it was. You could tell a little bit, even. Well, not really in XP. I think XP was. Maybe that's the last. Or was it Windows 10 or Windows 7? But the Office program that I had is, it wasn't cheap. So when you break modules in a software program that you sold to someone, you kind of lose trust in that and respect and and all that stuff for them. But anyway, so around XP's time, maybe at the end of its support year, like at one point when you transitioned to Windows 7, that program started to break, and it would say, they were open about it. You'd get your little messages and notifications on your screen, or they would tell you, hey, this such and such time, you're no longer going to have support for that. So, and if like you install a Linux operating system, like this is Nobara, I could have this version of Nobara as long as I choose to. I could unplug this thing and just run it intranet instead of internet, and it should work as long as I want it to work, you know. But I'm always going to, as long as Nobara is around, I'm always going to be able to have Nobara on my computer. They're not going to kick, you know, say you cannot run that software, you know. And there's actually designed software programs out there that will let you run Windows. Now, personally, the only Windows program I've tried to run is Excel, because that's where all my experience in typing, Excel, C++ scripting, you know, coding for games and stuff like that. All my history, all my training, all my knowledge is rooted in that program. So I'm relearning all that just so I could have my freedom. And to me, it's a heck of a learning experience. I like it. I like it a lot. So I just updated the computer. I'm going to hit the up arrow and just type that in again and see if it finds anything else. Type in my password here, and I didn't think it would have anything to do. So let's bring this back up, and let's do VirtualBox. This, copy, paste, enter. Yes, I'm going to do this. Oh, I didn't even ask me. It kept on going. If you type certain sudo commands in, certain things in, well, if you use sudo at the beginning of anything you put in the terminal, the first time you initially do that, it'll always ask for your sudo password. And if you do another function, really, you know, within a couple minutes, I think it is, you don't have to type that in just yet, but you know, maybe after that one's done installing, the next time you copy and paste something, it may ask you for that. So the next time it might ask me that, and it might not. So and you'll notice I use the terminal for, see, that's another thing, you know, I think people are all really frightened about the terminal. I mean, I know when back in the day when I was using DOS commands like in 95, I mean Windows maybe 3.1 or 95, it was a learning experience. I actually bugged the crap. I've had a friend that taught me, you know, computers, got me into that back in Chris, way back in the day, and you had to know DOS commands in Windows, and just Windows back then, you know. You did things in DOS. I think the last DOS version I remember is 6.1 or something. That's way back in the day, okay? So a lot of people were petrified because they don't know those commands. They have to work in terminal, and you know, it kind of discourages them from using a new operating system. But you never, I can honestly say, with Fedora, and I'm sure any of them really, you don't have to use the terminal. Of course, you know, I highly recommend it because, you know, when you're relying on another program to install another program, every once in a while, I mean, just like any, you know, piece of machinery, anything at all, anything can break. I mean, even Windows programs break, you know, and you have to reinstall, uninstall it, reinstall it, you know. I mean, that's, all of them are like that. So, but I gotta say, this is the most, Linux has been the most absolute stable system ever, you know, and so, yeah. Alright, installing VirtualBox. Okay, going through the whole process here. Let's copy and paste this whole thing. This is the last thing I will have to do. Should be almost instant here. Yeah, I knew that would be. Now all I would have to do is sudo dnf install. I like the DNF package manager. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, you want to install something, sudo dnf install, and then the name of the package, whatever it is. And if you don't like the package anymore, you don't want to use it anymore, sudo dnf remove. What was I installing? Oh, VirtualBox. 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 Yes, I do. Let's get her done. What? VirtualBox. Oh, it's as you can see here. I don't know if you can see this, but right here, maybe you meant VirtualBox. It's spelled the exact same way, except for the context or the caps. They capped the V and they capped the B. Okay, so now let's try the caps V B. Voila! And that's the same thing. Like anybody who's watching this is familiar with Microsoft Visual Studio's C++ scripting. A lot of times your script, I mean, people, and when I first learned, I felt, you know, like, wow, really? Okay. It's the lettering. It's caps versus lowercase. It's uppercase versus lowercase. Okay. So it makes all the difference in the communication between functions, modules, C++ scripting. You know, it can only communicate a certain way. The language is, it depends on the language. It really depends on the requirements. I mean, you know, when you're making something, but it's just the wording. Like, you know, caps are upper versus lowercase is all the difference in a lot of cases in scripting. All right, did I just get it done? Let's see if it's installed. Oracle VirtualBox. It absolutely is installed. Awesome. So we're done with that. Oh, that means to type clear. I meant to type clear, not clean. All right, that's done. TeamViewer. Let's get TeamViewer in here. This thing here. I like to put TeamViewer on here. That lets me remote into my desktops. Or my computers, all my computers. I can, you know, the one on the TV that we got movies and stuff on. I could do into any of those, and I could do this from work. I could, you know, be at a safe location, get on my phone, and hop on my computer, send myself something, you know, or any, you know, whatever. So print documents out from anywhere in the world I am, as long as, you know, I got that TeamViewer on there. So okay, now I think it's install time. Yep. Copy and paste. At one point I had to type all this out. That's how it's on there for me to copy and paste. But every once in a while you get really fortunate, and it's more, you get more, you're fortunate more than you're not fortunate to be able to copy and paste, searching for help on the internet, in the Linux community. When, like, if you go to Fedora, you go to their wiki page, or if you go like to TeamViewer page, you're probably going to be fortunate enough to find something you could copy and paste. But what I do, whether I got to type it out or copy and paste it, I always put it in a file so I can use it again later. Because sometimes, I mean, if you got the same backing on an operating system than the other one, you could use the same copy and paste instead of retyping it different way, different repository, a different location. You don't got to worry about that. It's the same backing, but all right. What's next here? TeamViewer seems to be installed. Oops, didn't mean to do that one. Oh, you know what? While I'm here, I am gonna go dark. Oh yeah, buddy, I like the dark mode. It's just the best. Let's see. TEAM TEAMVA. It's not finding TeamView. It may be one I have to restart for. I really wouldn't think so. Oh well, we'll check that out here in a little bit. Let's get everything done first. And WoeUSB, I really don't need that per se, but just in case. I can't think of one right now, a reason to have a virtual machine with Windows. I mean, why would you even switch to Linux? If you want to run Windows. Just because Tracy thinks it's garbage and he knows you don't have your freedom. But it's your choice. I can't make you believe the same way I believe. I can't make you do the same thing I do. And it's okay if you don't like Linux, because not everybody's got great taste either. You know, I'm not saying you have bad taste, but you do have bad taste in operating systems when you choose Windows over Linux. I can tell you that. No offense to me meant, but it's just the way it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat the truth just to just to appease everyone. Why do we even try to do that? Because we cannot please everyone. So, all right, I'm missing something. I install a program called Stator, and I don't see this anywhere. I wonder if it's up here somewhere. In Fedora versus Fedora. I can't imagine how I could not have Stator listed. But guess what? I don't. What in the world? Oh, check that out. I got... What did I do? Oh no. Alright, there we go. Oh, Stacer. Okay, I do have it. It's a DNF package. All right, awesome. Like on Arch Linux, it's not a Pacman package. It's a you have to install you have to do a git clone or something like to that effect. So it's a little bit different. It's more like this right here. You have to install extra packages and do a pip install. So that's what. Let's see here. Let's clear that out. Here, let's go to the top of the screen here. Easier to see, and I just did Woe, right? So let's do Brave. You know, I've never tried to install 2 flatpaks at the same time. So I'm going to try something I've never tried before. So let's try to do Zoom and Brave at the same time. Let's see if that works. Either it will or it won't. Yes, Zoom. Well, look at that. Brave and Zoom. Hot dog. Well, I just learned something. So I can condense my sheet now. So I can take all the, you don't have to do the beginning of the FLATPAKS, but what you do the install, and then whatever program is, whatever the other program is, whatever, you just put a space in between them and it'll install them all, apparently. Pretty much like a snap. You know, you can do that in snap and all your repository programs anyway. So awesome. This saves a little bit of time. It takes a little bit longer to install one package at a time, but I mean, it's still a little bit. It still saves time, or it's easier. Let's say it's easier. I don't know if it's faster. I think it probably is, but it saves space. So now I can wipe. Oh, I don't know why I did that. It's already open here, so I can do this. Control V, and we're going to call this FLATPAKS. FLATPAK. And we're going to call it FLATPAKS. I already did do a FLATPAK when I think pretty sure OBS is a FLATPAK, and it is. Well, so far, no hiccups with Nobara. I'm thinking though, with the security, the SE Linux, I think, is that what it's called? I don't know. I can't think of what. I think it's called SE Linux. It's like it blocks things from going on, but Nobara comes injected with that, and it's already in permissive mode, which means it's not going to block any. You still get the warning, you still get the notifications, but it's just not going to block it. It's still going to roll. So, which is what I like. I mean, when I'm installing a package, I've already checked it out. I mean, I should get. See, that's another thing. I got the freedom. I got the freedom to block things or not block things, which you got a little bit of that with certain things, with firewalls and stuff with Microsoft, but I just love Linux. I can't. I'm gonna go on about Linux when you speak to me. So forgive me for that. Linux the rabbit trails. I just like the freedom. It's secure. Stable. And honestly, I haven't been running an antivirus for quite some time. Ever since I switched to Linux, I haven't ran one. Now, if I would be doing something where other people were going to remote or SSH or something like that into my machine or whatever, of course you would, because you don't know what they're running. They could be running Windows, pulling packages off of your computer. There's always that a potential for an attack. It's not very common at this point, where let's say say Microsoft was to get 10 million attacks a day or a week or whatever, Linux would maybe have 500,000. You know, I mean, it's just an ungodly difference in stability and security, you know. And the big thing I'm worried about, I mean, it's freedom, you know, it's just the freedom. Quicker, I mean, it's completely quicker. I mean, I did a comparison, you know, a month or so ago. What I did was installed Windows 10, and I got it up, and once I got it on the desktop, before I stopped updating it, that's when I started the timer. Okay, I marked down the time, and then I did the same exact thing for Linux, but I did that from the ground up, from like, I'm pretty sure I did that once I booted into the USB, one of these sticks where you get your operating system on it. That's one thing about Linux that you cannot do with Windows. When you install Windows, it's on your computer. You know, if you don't like it, you can't restart your computer and go directly back to the other. You have to reinstall whatever else you had on there before. With Linux, I could run an operating system just off of this bad boy, and if I don't like it, just restart, take it out, restart my computer, and I'm back into my old system that was working. So that's the beauty of Linux, and it's just way even with that, it's faster. You know, once you boot it up into that environment, it's called a live environment. You could do any functionality pretty much that you would do with it if it was on your machine, and at that point you can install it. And once you restart your computer, it's on there. And it gives you choices, which file systems you want to have, desktop environments, such like that. The options that are just not there in Windows. You just run Windows. You just run the base package, whatever that package is, that's what you run. You might be able to move your dock, your panel to the top, to the left, to the right, but that is your dock, that is your panel, and it's going to be where they say it's going to be, or else. You know, it's just not going to, you know, or else, pretty much. Here I can do I can do anything, all sorts of stuff. I mean, that's one thing about Linux. When, you know, one thing that, you know, people get asked a lot in the Linux community is what people that are new or curious or wanting to learn about Linux, they'll ask, what's the best Linux distribution out there, or operating system out there? And a lot of them will say, well, it's whatever's best for you. I mean, if you like something and it does your workflow for you, then that's the best operating system for you. You know, for me, when I came to Linux, I tried Zorin 16, I think it was first, and I transitioned. I hadn't even had a Windows 11 on my computer too long. And I didn't even really want to do it then, you know, but I just got sick and tired of the notifications. Hey, let's see if your computer could run Windows 11, you know, do this and do that. And, you know, I just got tired of these redundant, it's the stupid, the way they do their updates. I mean, all right, I mean, here's the deal, okay? Why do you have to do 50 updates to get to the end result update? Why do I have to do so many? When you install Windows 10 today, you're going to have 20 or 30 updates. You know, it really depends on your hardware too, I guess. You may even have more, for crying out loud. I mean, what is the purpose of installing a cumulative pack security thing here? Such and such 5.3.4, and then you get 4 or 5 more of those before you get to this end result. Just give us the last update. Just give us the freaking update, okay? So you don't have to go through a whole series of updates. You know, I mean, crying out loud. Just give us the daggum update. Look at this. I install the package, and it's going to give me the latest update. I don't have to go through a series. Once it's done, it's done. We're done. Until the developer fixes something or improves something, that is it. And I choose when to do it. So, anyway, yep. Right. It's almost done. It was 2 packages. I can't imagine how long it's going to be for when I had the other one. OBS, it's a little bit longer for OBS, actually, than both of these were, so. But it's worth the wait. My freedom is worth the wait. 100%. That's doing my Brave browser now. I'm a braver. What's up, Jasmine? Oh, I thought you were getting ready to ask me a question. You going out to water? Or you want me to dump that on you? You're going out there and do the water challenge, aren't you?
It's hot water, not ice cold water.
Oh.
So no.
Oh, never mind.
I'm going to clean.
You enjoy it. You have your fun. I go out there and have your fun, sunshine. Oh, brother. I'm just so hoping this works. I have a buddy I watch. I've never met him in life. I just watch all his stuff. Troy from eBuzz Central. Very great thing he's doing over there. Very informative. He's way more knowledgeable in Linux than I am. His experience is a lot bigger than I am. DT, another YouTuber, good. Matt from Linux Cast, very good. Tech, I can't think of the other one. Linus Tech, I don't know, one of the techs. I'll show you on my website here when we're done here. Let's see. Alright, I got the FLATPAKS. Now let's see if I can do all these DNF packages at the same time. So I'm getting ready to install Stacer, LibreOffice, Krita. Krita's a graphics thing like a GIMP, Microsoft Paint or whatever. Rhythmbox is my music program that I use. I've tried 3 or 4 of them. I just like the looks and the ease of that the best. Flameshot is the that you can see down here. That is the screenshot utility. It's an amazing program. Discord is a communications program for gaming mainly. I mean, you can use it for business and everything. Audacity, that's a program I really like to. There may be Kdenlive on here that might do the Audacity stuff too. I've never used Kdenlive, so I'm keeping that on there. But Audacity, you could you edit MP3s and stuff like that. Audio files. I'm not so sure. I've never attempted anything but that. So I mean, like if you have a video version, if you have an MP3 that was live or something, and it's got, or it was pulled, the resources were pulled from a video, it'll have all the video sounds in it too. And what Audacity can do is you could, it's like you can crop it. It's like cropping a picture. You could cut that part out. So that's what I use Audacity for. Quadrupuzzle. It's like Tetris. It's the Russians designed Quadrupuzzle. I mean, I don't care who designs something. I mean, I'm not going to support. I would never buy anything from Russia. I mean, I'm sorry. I ain't going to do it. I'm not a communist, so I don't want communist stuff really. Now, K-Mahjong, I don't know if that's from China, Korea, or whatnot, but I do have that as well. But I mean, I'm not paying for any of this stuff. I'm not supporting them. And then Thunderbird. My wife hates Thunderbird. I don't know why. I like all my email, in one program. Actually, back in the day, I don't know how many of you have been on a computer for how long, but they come out with a program called Trillion, which lets you do, I think, ICQ, AOL, Yahoo, Hotmail, whatever the Hotmail messenger program it was. But I had already altered which one did I go with? I can't remember which one I used as my backing, but I was into programming way back in the day, so I already had a program that would do all that stuff. Now I don't know what's the spying that Microsoft did back in the day. I don't know who come out with Trillion. I don't even know if it's still around, but I know they have programs like that let you run multiple messaging platforms on one program. But I done that decades ago. So I always wondered. Things like that happen, so keep your stuff secure. I highly recommend encrypting. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what best to do. I would encrypt anything that you have that is important, near and dear to you on your computer. Just have it in an encrypted file. Now, if someone like me comes along, I could probably break a 3,000-bit encryption program with little to no effort. Probably even more. I don't even know how high that goes. Nowadays I haven't done anything like to that effect in quite some time. I mean, I could probably say with quite certainty that I could probably get into any one of your computers. I could, I think I'm into computers a lot. I mean, I'm very knowledgeable about computers and the back ends and stuff like that. So I could probably crack your I could probably crack your passwords. I mean, but honestly, I'm not going to go any further with that because people might get the wrong idea. I don't rip people off. But anyway. I recommend encrypting at least your home directories. So if someone was to steal your computer, like if I was to steal your computer, it was encrypted. I would still use your computer. I'm going to tell you 100%. I would still use your computer. All I need is this. Okay. All I need to do is get in your BIOS. I don't need your password to do that. I don't need your password. This will do the trick. I'm telling you that 100%. I can crack it. But the good news is when you encrypt it, unless like you do run by someone like me, it could crack encryptions. Then at least your information you got on there, if it's something that you would put in a safe, you know what I'm saying? If it's like a safe type of a file or something, it would be really secure because, unless you can crack encryption, then your stuff's pretty secure. So whether you lose your computer, your $1,000 computer, or however much it costed you, some things can be replaced, some things just physically can't if you don't have them backed up. And I always recommend backing up from an external source instead of the source. Like this computer, I'll show you. Well, let me do this real quick. Stacer, let's hit enter here. So that's my password. It's been a while since I've had to put it in. Sorry, try again. What? Oh, yeah. I had caps on. Caps will not work. Yes, I do want to install this stuff. That's why I put it on there. But I'll show you here if I can. Alright, my external hard drive here. I got my external here. Let me safely remove that, get that off of here. When you're installing things, anything that there we go, that you want to keep, you want to try to have it unplugged. I had one of these way back in the day, and my son didn't know. I mean, he left it. He actually left it plugged in, and this is Microsoft. He actually plugged it in. It was running Windows 8.80 or something like that, and so an update come out for it, and and the external was plugged in, and it actually completely wiped it out. It rendered it useless. Okay, it was a tragedy. We had a lot of stuff on there. So anyway, back to the screen here. 144 packages. It's almost done already. LibreOffice installing. Stacers installed. My games are going, and the main thing I'm worried about is core CTRL. The reason for that, AMD is, as far as interacting with Linux, AMD interacts way better than NVIDIA does, but NVIDIA is getting a lot better. But Linux, although Linux finds my graphics cards, it doesn't pick up on the added software that would run your fans. So, like if you're sourcing out your CPU or something like that, the fans wouldn't run at a higher rate of speed to help cool it down. So, you know, it could eventually shut a game down on you. Because I do have an alarm. If you don't have alarms active in your BIOS, put some alarms on there. You could burn your processor right up out of there. But anyway, I get an alarm at a certain temperature. It will shut my. It'll just shut down. Your screen. Well, the computer won't shut off, but you'll lose your graphics and everything. So you lose functionality. You know, because it's what it's protecting your computer. So. But control cords, I'll show you that when I get it up. That's the one thing I think I'm going to have problems with Nobara. Not because it's Nobara or Fedora, but I think when I had Fedora running, I didn't have it for very long. I liked it. It did all my workflow. I don't remember the reason why. I don't remember, but it was the core. I'm pretty sure it was the core control was the reason why. For some reason, when I install core control on an Arch-based distribution, I get more functionality out of it. So I get more control about my fans and the speeds my fans run. I could set up an automatic to where like if I got generally when you have one screen open or let's say one web page open or whatnot, but you have a program running, okay, and let's say it utilizes extra resources. Well, your fan should run a higher rate of speed to keep it cool because it needs to be cool. So, and I didn't have the functionality with in Fedora or Nobara, I don't know which one it was, and then it asked for my password. You gotta have your password, root password, to load it, and so pretty much if your computer restarts, if you get your cron job or something set up and your computer restarts, and you're not in front of your computer, those fans aren't going to run. Of course, you might ask, well, what makes a big difference if there's not going to be a game running or anything if you're not in front of your computer? Well, I just like it to work, okay? I ain't gonna lie. I just try to eliminate all doubt. All right, Stacer. Let's see if I'll show you Stacer here real quick. I love it. A lot of people use htop too. I don't see a purpose. I mean, look at everything this thing has. What's the purpose of having an htop if you got Stacer? And you can see here, I just got through installing. Oh, is it even done? Yeah, it is. But I mean, and it's going down. It's still down, up, down, down, going down. I'm only using 12% of my CPU. I'm only using 7 gigs out of the 32 gigs of memory. I hardly used any space. I have 23, almost 24 gigs of space on my 1 terabyte NVMe SD solid state, you know, or whatever it is, hard drive. I mean, I'm barely using anything. Okay, and I don't know how many packages I've got installed. Let's see here. Let's see. Quit. I'm gonna do the quit. So let's do here. Let's control break. And that. Let's bring another terminal up here. Let's see if they got Neopets installed. That's one thing I forgot about. They do. They're just not set up to come up automatically. So I've got a 2,679 packages. Excuse me. RPM packages, and I've got 10 flatpaks installed. And that's all it was using. You've seen, you know, the usage when I had stage through up. So, and I'm running the kernel 5.19.7. Okay. Here, I'm going to tell you something. Excuse me. Now, I think the kernel that Linux is on is 5.19.10 something. So with Fedora, they keep you close to the latest and greatest, but not the latest and greatest, but they're that they're better than like a stable, an LTS version, like, you know, if you're in a Debian stable, Bullseye or whatever, they're probably set at a 5.10, I think, probably. Kernel 5.10, because it's meant for, right, thank you very much. It's meant for stability, you know, so pretty much like an Arch makes like a rolling release. They're those people are all guinea pigs. We're calling them guinea pigs. So they find the bugs, they report them, and then the developers fix them. All right, or they fix them and they, you know, set it up a repository, GitHub or whatever, so other people can cash in on their findings or whatever. But oh my gosh, I got the sneezes, Jasmine. It's crazy. All right, let's see. Now I'm going to remove OnlyOffice here. Elisa, or yeah, I'm gonna get rid of those. I really don't need Firefox. I'm a Brave guy. I don't like Firefox. So let's remove those. Whoa. I want to remove OBS. Where are the Kleenex is gone. I'll be right back. Apologize. That shirt right there. Oh boy. Alright. Well, that was awesome. By the time I got back, my uninstallation and install was Elisa. What is Elisa? A music player. What in the world? I see it installed. That's because it's taking a while, ain't it? So let me exit out of here. Let's go to do another update. Sudo DNF update. Nothing. All right. That seems to be it. Let's see if I can come here. Uninstall, manage. This is on there. Oh, yeah, that'll work. I'll go ahead. I am going to try it from the terminal again. Sudo DNF remove Elisa. I don't know why it's not working. Anyway, let's just remove it here. Oh, maybe it's a flathub. No, distributed by Fedora. Oh, it was probably Yum. Alright, yeah, it's probably a Yum. So whenever I try to use that, it's not going to work. It's gone now. Okay, administration, core control. All right, let's check core control out here. Click on here. It's going to ask for my password. Why is it asking for my password? This is what I'm talking about. You go to global here, and these are the functions you got. This is automatic, and pretty much what this is going to do. If my temperature goes too high, screens go black. Okay, and we don't like screens being black. Let's change this to performance, apply, save, system, settings. I want it to run minimized. I don't want this big screen in the middle. I like to look at my background. Okay, here, performance, custom, yep. Alright, let's get rid of that. It's down here in the taskbar. So I want this thing to automatically start when I run my computer. So let's go here. Let's go start. Auto start. That ought to do the trick. And we're going to add that. Add application. I'm going to go to administration. Go to core. And see here. Now what's going to happen when I it should start up automatically. And I cannot test that while we're recording, of course. But I do have written down here a function. I write everything down. Oh, you know what? I never changed my behavior. I don't like single or I don't like double click. I think it's for the birds. So let's go. Nope, back. Workspace behavior. Clicking files or folders opens them. That should make it all single click. At least that's what you would expect. Yep, it does. Awesome. Now what am I after? Talking about remember, darn it. Don't you just hate that when you forget something? Oh, core control. So that's when I would look on my drive. And, no, this is the one. This is the one, etc. Pull kit. Yeah, those are two locked. These are locked out. Let's see if it'll let me end this. No. See if I can right click and get in there with terminal or with no. So we got to go about this another way. Let me pull up the documents here. Word, Fedora. See if I've got it listed here. Go back. Go back. Go back. Let's see here. I know I've got something about core control written down somewhere. Alright, so, oh, that's right. I need to make a file and make some exceptions. So let's do that. I need to go to pull kit, local authority 50, local D. So I need to go in here, and to do that first I need to launch a terminal here. need to unlock this, and how we want to, you can do that is you want to unlock that, and you would go oh, let's do sudo. No, do I have to do sudo? Let's try it. CH for change, and we're going to change owner, so we're going to type own, and we're going to go we're going to change the root to whatever your user is, and mine is daddy. And then we'd want to type in the location of this. etc here. So all I gotta do is copy and paste this right here. And that should take away this lock right here. Let's see if my theory is right. Wow, it just magically vanished. Did you just see that? When you're good, you're good. There's people better, I can tell you that. People better in Linux than I am. And it's wanting me to do 50 local D2. So what I'm going to do is up arrow, and we're going to do /50 dash local dot D. There you go. So I can go in here. Now I can't create the file. So that did not work. What did I do right? 50 local D. I don't know why it wouldn't work. Oh, maybe it's because I forgot the slash. We're going to soon find out. Nope. Let's do this. Woo, daddy, daddy. Oh, hold on. Paste. Okay. And we want that to say this right here. Copy paste. And it needs to be my user group, so we're going to change that to daddy. So that should be done. Yep. Now we need to open this. So we're going to go back to the terminal. It needs to be rules dot D I should have gotten rid of the box. There it went. Oh, I had to change it to daddy, daddy. That's not even a... Alright, and what file do I need in there? Called rules D. Text file. Paste. We need to make it say this. I need to change it like the other one. We need to change this user group to daddy as well. Okay, so let's see what happens. I change this back to root. Rudy. Okay, let's do the same thing for local authority. Why? Maybe it's wanting root. It was. So technically, I should be able to restart this computer. Let's quit core control and try to bring it back up. Shouldn't ask my password. So I'm going to end the video. I'm going to start it back up, and I think everything working pretty good. No hiccups, no the only thing I got left to do is add the things I do, icons to my taskbar. I don't put them on the desktop. I'd like to see my desktop. You don't need to see me add my pictures, and you know, I can do all that stuff, of course, real quick. So here you go to extract, and it goes to the music. So you click the music. You don't need this. It'll just put a box folder called music in there. So you uncheck that and hit extract. It'll just put the music in your stuff. Same goes with your pictures. Extract pictures, uncheck. Sometimes you don't have to uncheck that. It depends on your, pretty much depends on your desktop environment. And same thing with the videos. Don't want to put it in trash. Check. Extract. Alright. Plug in my external hard drive is where I've got my already did my documents were on my external. That's, you know, the ones, that's what I was more concerned about. So that's already done. I don't have to plug that in. My music is already done, it shows. Right, that's what I'm talking about. Everything's finished. Pictures, videos, music, documents, everything's on the computer. No hiccups whatsoever. So I'm hoping Troy's, I'm hoping it ain't his machine, but eBus Central, let's check my website out here. Oh, I need to upload something anyhow. Brave. Let's do Brave. Set as my default. I don't need the welcome tour. Let's import my bookmarks. Open new search engine. We're gonna DuckDuckGo. Extensions. Let's do Media Router, Wildvine, relaunch. Extensions. And for extensions, we're also gonna go DuckGoose. DuckDuckGo. this here, add the Brave, add extension, and it blocks a ton of stuff. It gives you more freedom. Okay. Alright, so let's escape out of that. Exit out. It's warning me not to close multiple windows, but I'm good with that. Alright, let's see. Set as default. Let's check my website out here. Let's see, first of all, what's this set at? And that's not right. Okay, cpanel is agapeministries.faith. Save. Okay, go to my websites here. And by the end of the year, I will not be using any Google anything. My Gmail accounts will be null and void. I will not use them for personal reasons or for school. If they want to send me anything, it will be done on my email. Oop. What? I know already. I know. I got it on auto renew. It's on auto renew. All right. So, home, manage, cpanel, username, copy, see ya. Awesome. Let's check my website out. HTTPS onlylinux.org. Ouch. Helps when you spell it right, Mr. Gurrell. All secure, look at that. My certificates, everything are working. So download link should not work for Nobara. I gotta, why is this? Why is that like that? It's just driving me nuts. Is that a padding? Does anybody know anything about that? HTML coding, that looks like a padding problem. And that was on the downloads page, so I'm going to go to Only Linux. On my web mainframe here, I'm going to edit the download page. Let's see. And it looks like the padding the nav bar padding is 21.6. I'm going to crank that up just one more. Eight. Maybe I'm going, I think I might be going the wrong way. Maybe that's my problem. Let's try to change that to 5. Usually don't use a point anything, to be quite honest with you. I don't know why I've done this. I think it's because I wanted that, I'll show you here, I wanted this to not go up, because if I have it set 100%, it's going to go all the way across the screen here. And it's still not doing what I want it to do. Oh. It wasn't the padding. Oh. How about I try 12? Really? Oh, this is going by percent. That's different. So we're going to go 22. That's what I wanted. And we're going to go 22.4. And it's going to go 22.3. 22.2. That's pretty good. Alright, there we got that fixed. I got to upload Nobara. So I go to downloads, only Linux, and this is old, so we could, I'm going to save that. I'm not going to, just in case. Let's just upload the new one, select file, go to where is, there we go, operating systems, Nobara, the 9.16 one. It's going to take some time. So I'm probably going to end the video. And so if you try to come here, I want you to check this out, man. I'm proud of this. I don't have a whole lot of money. I am a bus driver. Not that it's not an admirable job or anything like that, but you know, we don't get paid during the summer, and I can't draw unemployment, so funds will get a little low. So I got to really watch what I spend throughout, you know, the work year. And so one way I can give back to the Linux community for being so kind to me and giving me all this nice free stuff is I have listed. Well, come on. I got ISOs, so I'm helping StormOS. Ben's a great guy, great developer. Endeavor, Arch Linux, Arco Linux, those Arch-based Linux distributions. I've got 4 Debian-based. I've got Zorin OS. I think they're really more off of Ubuntu, but I don't list Ubuntu on here. I'm really not fond of Ubuntu, to be quite honest with you. But Debian, it's the grandfather, it's the mother, it's the, you know, it's the father of most distributions. So I got Zorin on here, Linux Mint, and this Linux Mint version is Cinnamon, and it is Debian based. It is not Ubuntu based. And this is Debian here, and this is Sparky. I don't remember if it's Debian or Ubuntu based, but it's definitely uses the apt. Of course, when I run Debian or Ubuntu based stuff, I go with Nala. It's a better front end for apt. And then we got these 4. This is Fedora 64, Fedora 36, Cinnamon, Spin, Nobara. Of course, this is what I got on my computer now. Rizzo, I have not reviewed that, and I have not reviewed Berry, Fedora distributions. So, and OpenSUSE down here. I've got Tumbleweed and Leap 15.4 right here. All these should be up to date, I'm pretty sure. Anytime you find something that's not up to date, hey, please let me know. I'm not a perfect individual, but I'm just trying to help Linux out by allowing them to come to my website, download the stuff. It saves their bandwidth, space. So I'm trying to help out. And here you can contact me, the contact page. This is my email. Here's links to other YouTubers, and I got wikis coming soon. eBuzz Central. These are not listed in any type of order. Being the Tech Hut, that's the name. Tech Hut HD. I go to eBuzz Central. That's Troy. Great guy. Great info. Distro GDT. Actually, I don't remember this gentleman's name. He is awesome. Great info. All 3 of these, and all 4 of these give you solid info. They'll never steer you in the wrong direction. And I'm pretty sure every one of these guys will say they'll tell you what their favorite is, but they will also tell you that your favorite is your favorite. And if you find something you like and it works well, your workflow works well, just stay on it and enjoy it. And if you want to try something else, thinking it might be better because some of these guys review, they'll review something and say this is the best experience I've had, and up to that point it might be, but they will tell you whatever is best for your fit, your resources, your stuff, your workflow. That's what's going to be best for you. It may not be the same as them. Like Matt from here at LinuxCast. Let's switch over to him. These links should take you right to their YouTube channel.
i3 is my favorite window manager, or at least it is.
Like he just said, i3 is his favorite window manager. Okay, so this guy's going to tell you about his experience. He will review these Linux distributions, programs within the Linux distributions. He'll go through, and tell you what he thinks and why he thinks, like a certain browser is the best browser, So Great information from that guy. He's really solid. I'm telling you straight up. This is eBus Central. Let's swip over to Troy here, and I'm not okay. I am subscribed. I'm not logged in. As you can see, I'm not signed in, so it's not going to show me subscribed. But great. It's great information. Okay, so subscribe. Come click on them links that I got on it when you get a chance and subscribe. Help these guys out. You know, the more subscribers, the more they grow, the more information gets out, the more people could get off of Windows, get on Linux, and have their freedom. Okay, so help these guys out. Let's see, did I get on DistroTubes yet? DT, awesome. See this guy here?
Have you been thinking about maybe switching away from Vim over to Doom Emacs? Doom Emacs is a fantastic IDE, a development environment, a text editor. Really, Doom Emacs, once you get into it, can be life-changing. It completely change your entire workflow, the way you do anything, the way you use your computer. And the problem with Doom Emacs is it's rather new user-friendly to get into if you had the right guide. And by the right guide, I mean when you read the Doom Emacs documentation, it kind of assumes you know how Emacs works, like you've played with Emacs before. You're not a complete Emacs noob. But many people that try Doom Emacs are actually Emacs noobs. The reason they're installing Doom Emacs is because they assume it's a new user friend.
Tech cuts.
Now we all know Linux is a fantastic option for bringing old hardware and laptops back to life, but how does the Linux experience hold up on one of the most high-end laptops on the market today? This one here is the Asus Zephyrus ROG M16. And this thing right here is an absolute beast of a machine. It has an Intel Core i9 11th gen processor, 32 gigabytes of DDR4.
We don't share the same thoughts on that. And let's go to my YouTube page. The latest and great. Let's see. Let's just go to YouTube. Oh, there we go, youtube.com. I'll sign in here. Should come up. I mean, I've recently. Oh, darn it. Nobara, I'm live. This is me. This is my YouTube channel right here. I don't have a whole lot up. I've been busy doing things lately. I got Nobara, of course, I've been working on. I did some tests, review. I did a LibreOffice sheet here. I got a playlist. I think I got it broken down like Arch, Debian, Fedora, OpenSUSE. Yep. Okay. And Nobara, the Nobara one will be in here. Content. So let's do here, here. Here we're going to add to Fedora, save. All right, they'll be put into the right slot there. Okay, I think my website's okay here. we go. We're back over here. I'm gonna put the wikis page up for, like, you know, Debian, Ubuntu, all those places, so you could, you know, depending on which operating system you use, you would know which wiki to go to learn how to install things and stuff, whatnot. Learn more about your operating system. So let's go to Nobara. I think this just take me there. See, you know, you go to the. This is the place. You got information and everything about it. You can go to Fedora's wiki and learn functionality and everything of Nobara. Alright, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it for the video today. I hope you semi enjoyed it. If you know,